stand by for an important message from the Alert Ready Emergency Alert System. Missing Persons Alert. This is a missing persons alert issued at the request of the Ontario Office of Emergency Services. Reports of missing persons have been reported all across the province of Ontario, with major zones reporting missing persons being Ontario, Charlton Place, Castleman, Chelsea, Kemptville, Ottawa, Perth, Smith Falls, and Toronto. So far the Office of Emergency Services has no leads of who or what could be causing these abductions, nor any information on whether these missing persons incidents are connected to each other or not, as the frequency and scale is too large to track easily or be done by one single person. In addition, the age ranges of those reported missing have been anywhere from 4 to 79. Reports also show that these victims most commonly were last seen going outside, only to never be seen again, or have any trace left. This has added to the difficulty in finding who or what is causing this. A full list of missing persons can be found on www.publicsafety.bc.ca/missingpersonsontario. If you have any information on the individuals listed there, call 911 immediately. For the time being, the Office of Emergency Services asks that you stay indoors, keep all entrances closed and locked, and to keep track of family and friends, especially if those loved ones are children under the age of 17. Do not allow those in your home to go outside unless you or someone else who is a capable and trusted guardian is accompanying them. You yourself should not go unless you absolutely have to, and in such an event should bring someone along with you. You should also inform roommates or those you know of your current status, such as what street you're currently on, when you will be home, and what place you're going to, as in the event that you yourself go missing. It can be easier for police to find you. If a loved one goes missing, gather as much information and leads as you can safely and call 911. This situation will continue to be investigated to the best of its ability. You should stay tuned to the Alert Ready Emergency Alert System for further updates to this alert. This concludes this Ontario Missing Persons Alert.
Alerte aux personnes disparues. Il s'agit d'une alerte de personnes disparues mise à la demande du Bureau des services.
A potential national emergency is taking place. Over the past 3 hours, multiple residents across the country reported missing persons. Reports have come from Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and England. Cities reporting the highest number of missing persons seem to be the following: London, Leeds, Manchester, Merseyside, Aberdeen, Dundee, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Belfast, Londonderry, Cardiff, Newport, Swansea, and Cardigan. Due to the scale of this situation, it is believed that this is not a normal abduction or missing persons scenario, especially with the victims appearing to completely disappear with no trace or way to find them, as if they didn't exist. In addition, these missing persons have been reported in Canada, specifically the cities of Andrea, Charlton Place, Castleman, Chelsea, Kemptville, Ottawa, Perth, Smith Falls, and Toronto. With this added context, the government has decided to enact a national curfew. No one will be allowed outside until the morning. Should you violate this curfew, you will be subject to immediate and indefinite detainment to ensure the safety of you and others, as well as to catch the potential suspects behind this. However, due to its massive scale and inexplicability, it is likely that the possibility of this being human-caused mass abduction will be ruled out. For now, you are advised to continue to remain indoors and lock all windows and doors. Do not go outside or allow anyone in your home to go outside. If your loved ones go missing, call 999 immediately and report any information you have about them. Do not attempt vigilantism or to save anyone who goes missing, as you will be putting yourself in danger of getting abducted yourself or being arrested. Stay tuned to media outlets for emergency updates on this situation. This has been a message from the Emergency Alert System.
emergency level threat. Emergency level threat. An emergency level threat is an emergency that is currently ongoing that affects life and property, meaning you should act immediately to ensure your safety. The disappearances have worsened dramatically, with the phenomenon spreading across the world, with many major countries reporting these disappearances. The following continents reporting disappearances include Asia, Europe, North America, and Oceania, with the specific countries including, but are not limited to, Australia, Canada, Cuba, Ireland, Japan, New Zealand, North Korea, South Korea, United Kingdom, and United States. In addition to the disappearances spreading, several residents have reported friends and family disappearing, even while being at home. This has made the situation even more dangerous than it previously was, as now these intruders or entities can enter people's homes and abduct residents without notice. This has convinced the United Nations and world leaders that one of two scenarios are taking place. A supernatural phenomenon is occurring that cannot be stopped or explained by natural means or causes, or an international terrorist organization is responsible for the disappearances, and may be using this to blackmail world governments. The United Nations believes the former, as many residents across countries where daytime was about to occur reported that a strange figure appeared on their television screens, warning them of something unknown yet to come, and that something is only just beginning. These countries also reported that their times were collected reversed to nighttime, causing the time nearly around the world to be the same despite time zone differences. Due to the appearance of the figure, as well as the supernatural nature of this event, the United Nations believes that this is another event caused by COPPA, possibly the final and most dangerous one. Due to this, a strict martial law is being enacted across the country, with the strictest form being enforced in Queensland and South Australia, as these states have reported the most disappearances. All residents of Australia must stay in their homes, and do not go outside until 7 a.m., even if your family goes missing. Military infantry battalions and tank divisions will be roaming around neighbourhoods in Queensland and South Australia to enforce the martial law. For residents not in these provinces, there will only be soldiers from the Federation Guard roaming neighbourhoods to enforce the martial law. Should you violate this martial law, the Federation Guard will escort you back home and keep a close watch on you. If you attempt to violate it again, you will be arrested and contained indefinitely. Fight back or resist the military and you will be shot dead. No questions asked. These measures are strict, however it has been done for the safety of the people, as COPPA's games have had a tremendous impact on the planet, with many countries collapsing and devolving into anarchy due to the devastation caused by them. We refuse to let that happen here, and as such, you must comply, or die. These restrictions will be eased if the disappearances slow down, and will be lifted entirely if the disappearances stop. For now, stay indoors, adhere to the martial law, and stay tuned to media outlets or official government sources, such as the National Emergency Warning System for further information regarding this situation. This was a message from the National Emergency Warning System. Normal programming will now resume.
In the land of the rising sun, Batman's greatest foes have become powerful feudal lords.
What the hell is that?
From Natty Ice. I convinced NFL teams to turn to cold with Tide.
The NFL, you guys are filthy.
Tide can handle it, even in cold.
Kid is good.
Structured pork patty sandwich. Arby's real country style rib sandwich. Old, new. Oh man, Oh!
Emergency situation taking place across northeastern Illinois. Stay indoors to stay safe. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Illinois Emergency Management Agency. Do not turn off your device. The missing persons incidents first reported in Canada have worsened again, with residents now disappearing even inside of their homes with no trace of them being left behind. In addition to this, residents noted that whenever a relative or roommate disappeared, they had entered a dark room prior to disappearing. Due to this, it is suspected that this is another supernatural phenomenon caused by the COPPA, where entering dark spaces causes you to cease to exist or be abducted by him. Due to this, the entirety of the outside world is unsafe and should be avoided, as COPPA has caused the planet to be locked at nighttime no matter where you are or what time zone you live in. If you must go into a dark room, turn on the lights. If the area is dark but does not have a light, bring a flashlight or bright lantern to illuminate the room. It is recommended that the light source is semi-omnidirectional, so that you cannot be abducted from behind or below. Although it is highly discouraged to do so, if you must go outside for an emergency, bring a bright flashlight to prevent abduction from occurring, and return home as soon as you can. Make sure no one in your home turns off the lights. You are advised to also replace light bulbs in your house with longer-lasting and brighter lights to prevent the light bulbs burning out and darkening the room. You are advised to continue to monitor media outlets, such as NOAA weather radio, commercial radio, or television outlets to receive the latest information on this situation. This is the emergency alert system serving Chicago, Illinois. Normal programming will resume, but will be interrupted to retransmit this message and provide future emergency updates.
Situation occurring across the United States. Shelter in place immediately. The following message is transmitted at the request of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, and the United States government. This is not a test. Repeating, this is not a test. All residents receiving this broadcast must stay indoors and shelter in place. Do not go outside. Do not look at the moon. At around 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the moon suddenly and inexplicably turned red. After this change, those who viewing the moon were reported to have entered a trance-like state, where they seek out a dark area. In addition, multiple completely black bodies were seen floating across the skies of the North American continent, along with many other locations across the world reporting this same occurrence. Reports detail that these bodies remain stagnant in the air until someone enters a dark area, where the body and the victim will both disappear. This has fully confirmed that the residents who went missing earlier were abducted by supernatural beings, confirming this event to be a game of COPPA. Due to this, it is imperative that all residents of the United States, no matter what time zone or territory they reside in, to stay indoors and do not go outside. Seal off all entrances to your home. Seal off areas where the moon can't be seen from your home. Turn on all lights in your home. To any residents receiving this broadcast from a car or outside, street lights across the country have been turned on to help you get home safely. Stick to these street lights
府及び自衛隊からの緊急のお知らせです。現在進行中の The following is an immediate emergency bulletin from the government of Japan, along with the Japanese self-defense forces. A national state of emergency has been declared by the Prime Minister and the Emperor due to the ongoing Kakahama game. Around 15 minutes ago, a total lunar eclipse occurred, with the moon being emulated in an eerie shade of red, resembling human blood. When contacted by the government, the Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency confirmed that no total lunar eclipses were supposed to happen for the rest of the year, confirming that something or someone supernatural caused this. For the past 30 days in context, and the nature of the global event, the government believes that the being known as Kokahama debris behind this event. Further proving this theory is the fact that residents who view the moon, even for a second, become entranced or caught in a spell that causes them to enter places with the least amount of lighting they can find. This includes going outside while the event is ongoing, which causes them to go missing. Reports have come in that suggest creatures in the sky may be the ones responsible for these abductions, as when a victim enters a dark area near them, one of the creatures in the sky disappears. With this new information in mind, the government advises you to not go outside and to not look at the moon. If a loved one has looked at the moon and wants to enter a dark area, restrain or incapacitate them immediately. If they have already gotten outside or have entered a dark area, do not attempt to save them. They no longer exist. Do not fall into the false allure of the red moonlight as they did. Turn on any and all lights in your home, and carry a bright light that can illuminate an entire room if you go into a dark area or go outside. As of now, the self-defense forces are attempting to eliminate the creatures in the sky and protect residents. However, this has proven difficult due to the figures being seemingly unfazed by the missiles and anti-air weaponry fired at them, with most of the shots and attacks going through them. Until a solution is found to this situation, you are advised to continue to stay indoors and shelter in place until this event ends. Follow all previous precautions given to you by the government. Continue to monitor media and news alerts, as well as the J-Alert emergency alert system, for further information on this dangerous and escalating event. This has been a message from the J-Alert emergency alert system.
Dit is een noodwaarschuwing van de Nederlandse regering. De volgende informatie is van vitaal belang voor uw veiligheid. Houd u gereed voor noodinformatie.
This is an emergency warning from the government of the Netherlands. The following information will be vital to your safety. Please stand by for emergency information.
Dit is een nationale noodwaarschuwing van de Nederlandse regering. Dit bericht is van vitaal belang voor uw veiligheid.
This is a national emergency warning from the Dutch government of the Netherlands. This message will be vital to your safety and survival. Over the past few hours, a phenomenon involving the moon has rocked this country and the rest of the world, with the moon suddenly turning red around the world, looking akin to human blood. This event has also seen the appearance of shadow humanoid figures in the sky that float there until an individual enters an area with little to no lighting, where the shadow will disappear and reform in that room to abduct the person who entered. In addition, there have been reports of dark figures leaving the sky even when residents have not entered dark spaces. The implications of this could be devastating for all residents in this country, and due to this, the government advises the public to stay indoors and refrain from going outside or into dark spaces. Turn on all lights and carry a bright light with you that can light in a 360 degrees field with you if you absolutely need to go outside or go into a dark space. Do not attempt to save a relative or loved one if they go outside or into a dark space or outside without a light. Only save yourself and let him take them for disgracing the serenity of the light. If they had a light yet still did not return, it is not worth it to try to save them, since you would be putting yourself at risk of becoming his. The police have stopped responding to calls about residents who went missing as a result of Kokahama. Do not call the police for anything other than fire, medical, or civil emergencies, as those related to the blood moon will not be answered. This was done due to the influx of calls jamming police lines, as well as the inability for the police to do anything about this situation. Police are now pulling all of their manpower into either helping residents or killing the creatures in the sky. The government is also working on a contingency plan to deal with this situation. For now, stay home, stay indoors, and stay within the light. This has been an emergency message from the government of the Netherlands.
Red Lobster's finer points of fun dining. When mouth is full and shrimp is endless, the booth bow is the proper way to say, shrimp me! Ultimate Endless Shrimp is back, now with Argentine red shrimp. Welcome to fun dining.
Introducing the Celebration Infinite Diamond. 185 facets for breathtaking sparkle, exclusively in...
Do not trust the voices. They are not your friends. That is not your spouse. That is not your child. They are not real. Do not fall for his deception. Event type is national emergency for the entirety of Canada. The past hour, multiple instances of residents hearing their loved ones who went missing occurred, which has caused many residents to attempt to seek them out, only to be abducted by the figures of the sky. The government of Canada now believes the figures are able to imitate the voice of whoever they abducted, to make a seamless replica of their voice to manipulate their living family into entering dark spaces. This also correlates with some of the black figures disappearing from the sky entirely, never returning. This is why the government of Canada now asks all residents receiving this broadcast to stay inside and do not listen to anyone you hear if you know they have entered a dark area before. If you begin to hear the voices of your loved ones, stick to the light. Do not let them deceive you. Do not investigate even if you have light with you, as you will have been manipulated too far to resist any of his words. You are also advised to not answer any knocking at the door or any cries for help. They are real. If you are currently driving and see someone standing outside asking for a ride or attempting to seek help from you, ignore them and turn your headlights on. The light will keep you safe. If you see them outside of your window, do not look. Do not listen to their threats. They cannot hurt you in the light. If you see one of them out of the corner of your eye, close your eyes. They want you to fear. They want to break you. Alternatively, shine a bright light in the direction you saw them. No matter what they say, do not look at the moon. Not even for a second. It takes no time for COPPA to take control of you after you look into his eyes. Illuminate your house to the best of your ability and the surroundings of your residents, as this will prevent them from taunting you by knocking, appearing in your peripheral view, or outside your window. We are attempting to find any ways possible to prevent COPPA from taunting residents even more by setting up bright lights in residential areas and blocking off windows to homes. If lights suddenly appear outside your house or your windows become covered, be not afraid. We are only helping you. Remember, in this time of great peril, stay tuned, stay alert, stay safe, and stay in the light.
The station is currently undergoing a state of emergency broadcast suspension. During a state of emergency broadcast suspension, the normal weather broadcast cycle that would detail area forecast outlooks, hazardous weather outlooks, and weekly forecasts is suspended indefinitely, and only broadcasts messages related to the state of emergency at hand, as well as transmits statements from the United States government and Federal Emergency Management Agency. Current statements in effect: National Emergency Action Notification. This alert is in effect for the entire United States, including Alaska, Hawaii, and all U.S. territories, and is in effect until ended by a National Emergency Action Termination broadcast. This alert will be retransmitted shortly for listeners just now joining the broadcast. Stand by. Dangerous meteorological situation occurring across the United States. Shelter in place immediately. The following message is transmitted at the request of the National Aeronautics Center. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. This is not a test. Repeating, this is not a test. At this time, you are advised to gather a battery-powered light immediately. At 1:30 a.m., the United States Department of Energy reported that nearly all power grids of the country have gone offline. This includes the Eastern Interconnect, Western Interconnect, and Texas Interconnect. Multiple other countries across the world have reported the same occurrence with their power grids. Streetlights across the continent have also gone dark, leaving only battery or gas-powered generators across the country working. At the time, all residents of the United States are advised to grab a bright battery-powered light and turn it to the max brightness possible. You are also advised to power on any backup generator you have that is battery or gas-powered. If this generator is outside, you should be very careful and keep a light near you at all times. Whatever you do, do not look at the moon, and do not listen to anyone who tells you to look up. Keep your head down, do what you need to do, and go back inside. For residents who do not have backup generators, keep a battery-powered light near you, and text Warden to 3362. Locations of government safe havens near you will be given. Be aware that these safe havens have limited supplies and capacity, and as such operate on a first-come, first-served basis, meaning accommodations will not be made to those who show up after the capacity of the havens are full. If those who do have any light source at all and are not near a government safe haven, head immediately to your car and power it on. Then get out and stay in front of the headlights. Alternatively, you could head to a neighbor's house who does have a generator. However, either option will almost certainly be a suicide mission, as the creatures can abduct residents near instantly and should only be used as last resorts. The safest option is to remain indoors at all times and no matter what. The government will do its best to provide aid to those who cannot make it to the havens. For now, continue to stay indoors and tune into Now Weather Radio for emergency updates, as this is one of the most reliable media outlets during times of power outages. Repeating, power outages have occurred across the world, making most homes now unsafe for human life. Locate a light source now. This was an emergency action notification issued at the request of the White House. Normal programming has been suspended for the duration of this emergency. Tune to stations providing news and information to your local area.
Срочно. Чрезвычайная ситуация. Это национальное экстренное предупреждение, переданное по просьбе федерального правительства России. В это время вам рекомендуется оставаться в помещении и укрыться в убежище. Забаррикадируйте все окна и двери в вашем доме, переместитесь в самую нижнюю, внутреннюю центральную часть вашего дома. Не отвечайте на стук двери, на голоса, которые вы слышите. Избегайте зеркал. Избегайте больших водоемов. Закройте все окна и шлюзи, чтобы вас не заметили. Закройте глаза и не разговаривайте. Несколько минут назад Кохахама вместе с кровавой луной и теневыми существами выпустил всех существ, замеченных в разных странах мира за последние 30 дней. Эти существа оказались чрезвычайно опасными и трудными в борьбе с ними, вызывая крах целых стран и правительств, будучи способными очень быстро уничтожить огромное гражданское население. Эти существа также обладают чрезвычайно мощными и сверхъестественными способностями, начиная от сверхскоростной силы, телепортации, проецирования себя и нападения на людей в зеркал, способности контролировать и убивать тех, кто смотрит на крупные водоймы, такие как озера, пруды, реки или берега океанов, или плавает в них, подражать голосам умерших или похищенных близких, чтобы обманом заставить вас покинуть свое убежище, подражать голосам гражданских лиц и даже взаимодействовать с физическим миром, притворяясь жителями, которым нужна помощь, или даже играть спокойную музыку, которая медленно вызывает у тех, кто ее слышит, безумие, а также различные другие опасные способности, которые невозможно назвать из-за их огромного количества и обширности. Существа, обладающие способностью зеркальной проекции, были замечены на западе России, в частности в Москве, Санкт-Петербурге, Ростове-на-Дону, Волгограде, Самаре, Казани и Нижнем Новгороде. Жителям этих районов рекомендуется полностью убрать из дома все зеркала. Убирая зеркала, поместите отражающую сторону подальше от себя, чтобы существа не смогли напасть на вас. Существа со сверхсилой и скоростью были замечены по всей центральной России, в частности, в городах Уфа, Пермь, Ижевск, Оренбург, Екатеринбург, Тюмень, Челябинск и Костанай. Жителям этих районов следует укрыться на месте и по возможности забаррикадировать свои дома. Существа, способные разрушать разум людей с помощью музыки, были замечены по всей Восточной России, охватывая все регионы Сибири, Чукотки, но наибольшая их концентрация наблюдается в городах Омск, Сургут, Нижневартовск, Томск, Новосибирск, Барнаул, Красноярск, Братск и Иркутск. Жителям этих районов следует оставаться в помещениях и ставить как можно больше стен между ними и внешней средой, чтобы поглощать больше звука. Жителям также следует носить беруши или наушники с шумоподавлением, чтобы не поддаться на уговоры этих существ. Кроме того, в некоторых районах до сих пор нет электричества, а кровавая луна продолжает представлять большую угрозу для жизни людей. Не выходите на улицу и не смотрите на луну. Продолжайте оставаться в помещении, включив как можно больше света. Правительство попытается создать освещенные убежища для тех, у кого нет электричества, чтобы они могли укрыться в них, однако эти убежища будут столь многочисленны в упомянутых районах Центральной России из-за присутствующих в них существ. Пока что вам следует оставаться в помещении и продолжать укрываться в убежищах. Следите за обновлениями информации о чрезвычайных ситуациях в государственных СМИ. Это было сообщение от Федерального правительства России.
Event type is admin. For all of Canada. The disappearances have stopped, and the bodies in the air have disappeared. In addition, the time and date have been reverted to what it would have been had Kokohama not interfered with it. The moon has also returned back to normal and is now safe to view. Residents who were sheltering in place due to the creatures spawned by Koka may now exit their shelter, as those creatures have also disappeared. Massive damage has occurred throughout the world, and the population has decreased dramatically, so much more unforeseen damage may occur. To those left surviving, the government would like to thank you for your cooperation and determination to survive throughout this terrible event.
George.